What is up, guys, girls, and all other what is up, guys, girls, and all other configuration of being? I stuttered over my own words and my intro, but I started over. So thank you all so much for watching. Uh, last seven episodes. We're on to episode 8 now. Going through this as quickly, or not as quickly, but we're going through this, and I think that we're getting pretty close to the end of the game. We're at 68% completion of getting Earth. We're going after the last priest, and I think we only have one fight after that, which is the maker, the con maker. So yeah, I think we're pretty close to being completed with this game. I like the idea of a giant arena. This should be kind of fun to see. Alright. Of course, I had to use some Mariah's. The ancient arena is a holy place for the people of Argent Denurm. Constructed in the earliest days of their history, this Colosseum served as a proving grounds for trial by combat. Historical records indicate that the Argent did not jail their own kind. Rather, prisoners and criminals were granted the right to earn their chance at regaining honor through victory in the arena. Those who succeeded were given a place to fight in the front lines of Sentinel army, to die in service to Argent Denurm. The traditional use of the arena has subsided since the assimilation with the Dark Realm. The corrupted priests now allow more violent exchanges, with armed cavils pitted against demons for sport. Priests of the Order of the Deeg continue to hold indisputed power on Argent Denurm. Spilling the blood of the Argent Ascended class will result in the transgressor's banishment. Asylum amongst the Argenta will be denied to any who do not adhere to the rules of engagement. I should probably be showing these pictures too. Like, as we're almost done, I'm like, maybe I should do that. Alright. Oh, flashback. I'm guessing we were a criminal? Or something?
We found him in the valley, just outside the castle walls. He was badly wounded and wearing this.
Guts.
Ooh, he talks.
Huge guts. Kill them. Must kill them all.
He has fight in him yet.
In spite of his injuries.
Send him to the arena. Let him be judged like the others.
So he speaks, or he used to speak, and he was just filled with rage. In the time of King Novik, as the Argenta secured peace and safety through dimensions across time and space, an outliner came to us. He was not of our world and spoke an ugly tongue. How he first took step upon our land was unknown. Sentinel scouts had found the outliner bloodied, clawed, and near death, mumbling of impending doom and the forces of darkness. The sin of blood followed him, and the gore that stained his armor seemed not entirely his own. By Argent law, the stranger would be judged in the Colosseum, where he would be given the chance of all who strayed the path to fight for his freedom. We knew not of this stranger. His mind seemed crippled with rage. He dressed in attire not suited for our lands and carried munitions of arcane origin. We watched as his will overcame his injuries, and in the blood arena he proved his worth. The Outlander's technique was crude and brutal, but the determination in his change echoed that of any true-born sentinel. His war cry echoed through the Colosseum as did the sound of his fury, and the guards cheered his banner. "Rip and tear," they shouted, as the beast pushed beyond mortal wounds and certain death. He would be gifted no rank, no title. The survivors in the arena were provided only one reward, the right to earn an honorable death, while spreading the blessing of makers to those in need. The Outlander's determination was witnessed, his ravings documented, and through the word of the Order D, the Khan Maker had him brought before her. She set his minions to learn his tongue. Before her, with his ugly words, he spoke of lands unseen, creatures born of fire, and dark place unknown to the Queen and her caste. Yet another opportunity to expand the gift of the Makers to those in need. I want more information. More information.
I offer you, O great powerful one, a sign of truce.
Truce, huh? On the eve of the Black Star, the Dark Ones came from a world beneath our own, not through ship nor ephemeral vessel, but through the fabric of dimensions. Out of swirling fiery gates came horned beasts from a timeless realm. First one, then many. Crashing waves of evil swelled from the obsidian forest of the Argentine overland. The Alorum clans from the eastern mountains fell first to the black hordes of devils, and the city of Talarum was slung under the weight of their charge. We sentinels rose to meet the beasts with spear in hand, the might of the Holy Fleet striking back at the demons. But the dark gates from whence they came gave birth still to even greater hordes. A line of blood was drawn with the fallen of both sides, and the unholy wars began as the time of darkness came upon us. So what I understand is the Doom Slayer, or Doom Guy, knew about all of this, that this was going to happen, and he came from those lands somehow, so he's human, and somehow he got to hell, and then came from hell to here, and then something else happened.
I know of what you have left behind. Go back to it then. Leave this crusade. You cannot save them. They have asked me for this, and so I give it to them. If you let the priest live, then I will return to you what the demons took from you so long ago. You need only turn back, and it will be yours again. All the pain you carry will be gone.
Wouldn't I also be able to get it back if I just killed you? Pretty sure that's a thing that could be possible as well. So much lore. Unlike enemies of the past, we could not contain the demons emergent from the Dark Realm. Their weaponry was not conjured from machine steel, but from the essence of their very being, a dark magic not known to us in our many conquests. Had we grown unconfident, our victories serving to dull our blade as we drank in the glory of our expanding empire? Lost, we knew not of how to prevail against this foe. The Maker God stood perplexed, and our engineers and priests scrambled to find the advantage in battle we so desperately needed. Unknown to the enemy, we were pushed to the brink of defeat, and our God stood with us as we worked to find the answer. The Order of the D were the first to unlock the mystery of these soul creatures. The priests were able to capture several of the beasts and set about to identify the source of the power. It was then that the essence of the Dark Realm was discovered, not wholly Unlike our own, this power was the life essence that flowed through their twisted form and powered their attacks. It could be harnessed to power our own weapons, giving the Argenta the chance to combat the demons on an even footing. The priest believed that with greater knowledge of the essence we could discover its source and cut it off from the demons to strangle their armies from within, allowing us to regain the advantage we required for victory on the battlefield. The Khan Maker gave blessings to our majesty and directed the priest to delve deeper into the mystery of this scarlet elixir from the demonic realm. For she sought only to return the balance to our universe. Proper assimilation was required, as hell stood beyond her influence. After great effort, the priests discovered more than they had ever hoped for. They learned of the true nature of the demonic energy and how it could strengthen those skilled enough to harness its power. The energy coursing through the malformed bodies of our relentless enemy could be used to end life or to enhance it. The power to heal, to mend immortality, knowledge, and enlightened faculties beyond our understanding. With the demon's life force in the skilled hands of the sentinel priest, and under the righteous gaze of the Khan Maker, our people would not only rise to victory over the unholy horde that clawed at our walls, we would move to a higher plateau of existence, ushering in a new era of military science and industrial healing. No sentinel would grow sick, no maker would need to suffer the transfiguration that they so feared. All would be risen. None could ever oppose our peaceful ways and threaten our world again. True balance over hell and its legions over space and time. In this world and all others, we would dictate in the order, united with the makers. We would find peace eternal. Neat, I guess. Not everything. More reading. The Khan Maker demanded a teeth of this, and driven by her desire, the priests submitted themselves to her will. The order of the Deeg took counsel with the king, speaking only of the spoiled land sure to be found through the cleft in creation, and the opportunity to purge the new invaders from Argent Denur. We took the war to their cursed land, pressing through the gates of wizardry. There was one among us who seemed to know the true nature of these foul demons. It was the Outlander, the stranger who had come to us from places unknown. He who had survived in the front lines far longer than any sentinel-born prisoner had before. His passion for battle against the vile horde was evident, his lust for their destruction matching our own, though Argent Denur remained a foreign land to him. His fervor caught the attention of Inquisitor of the Sentinel Guard. Some whispers of the suspected allegiance he held in secret with the demons. Silencing the critics, King Novik deemed him worthy of selection. The signifiers brought a commission to our king, and it was decided that he be lifted from the common rabble. Though no arena-born prisoner had ever been granted the honor, the Knight Sentinels broke a tradition and deemed the Outlander worthy of training. A number of disciples grumbled and chaffed at the barbarian present in their ranks, but in the war with the demons all opportunities for even the slightest advantage was to be considered, and as they witnessed the stranger spar with their hall masters, they found in him an undying, unrelenting compatriot. This man was an outsider, friend to none, and yet rose each time he was thrown to the dirt of the circle. Battering and bruised, his brow stained with blood, he rose with grim determination for a chance to face his enemies in armed combat once again. Time passed as the stranger was instructed in the codified matrices of their order, the ancient lessons of battle and brotherhood taught to all sentinels. He could sense the opportunity before him. Soon, all of hell would feel his wrath once again. Satisfied that he would not be detriment to their prowess, the Knight Sentinels granted him his wish as they ventured through the Hellgates with the stranger in tow. They knew no rest, fighting in the unnatural elements and training under the blood moon of night. The stranger suffered exhaustion, wounds, and sickness, but asked for no aid and was offered none. 3 times the Knight Sentinels ventured into the gate and back, and upon every return the stranger strode more capable than before. His gait locked in step with the march of the Sentinels, a disciplined and now controlled lust for demon blood ever present. The passing of years and in numerous battles with the devils indentured the stranger to Argenta's mightiest warriors, and no longer did they condescend to him as a new-blooded conscript, for to them he had become a brother in arms, forged in war, an ally, and a weapon. There you go. All this reading is making my throat feel tensed. It's a weird way of saying things, but it's true. Alright. Hold up.
I pity the humans. I do. Theirs is a hard role to play. But I too have a world to save. Without their souls, there can be no hell energy, and the Argent will cease to flow. I cannot allow this to happen. You will not stand in the way of Erdag's progress. This is how it has always been done. It is not for you to deny us our chance at prosperity.
It is, actually. You're killing my peeps. I'll deny you all I want. Alright. Looks like there's a ledge over here. I don't know why I felt the need to punch it, but there you go. Got it. Get that map. Alright, there's another thing up there. Thank you, sir. Much obliged. Much obliged. And another health thing. Giving me a lot of lives. It's fishy. Hold up. Text messages. Okay. Keep on going. Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to make you guys wait. Okay, I got everything except for a book. More reading. As we warred with the beasts, the Argenta society grew, under watchful eye of the Makers, and through the endless power of the Essence. While our generals were consumed with the unholy war, our culture was marked by a beautiful potion the enemy had provided us, the sweet elixir. It brought us immeasurable capacity and empowered us to reach farther into dimensions once thought to be beyond our grasp. Under the direction of our makers, gods, and the engineers of our high priest, our weapons blazed and our war machines stormed. The throngs of the populace drank deeply from the well of energy unveiled by the priests, but we of the Night Sentinel took no part in their abundance. Some among us whispered accusations and warnings against this manner of progress, but they were quelled, as it was not our role to dictate the future of our people, only to defend it. That was a picture there too. There you go. So they fought against the demons and then tamed them somehow, I'm assuming? I mean, that's what it seems like. Tame them or just change their priorities? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. As the Black Star ascended to its zenith, King Novik sat restless on his throne as the howling darkness began to assemble just beyond the mountain rise to the east. The blight came upon us in droves, flooding forth from the Hellgate with merciless fury. They brought with them a monstrous titan, the Dreadnought, a beast to rival the stature and menace of even the mightiest ancestral. The grotesque giant laid waste to all before him, crushing all in his path. This was a total demonic assault, striking at the heart of Argent Denur as never before. How was it that the behemoth could pass through the demonic gate without warning? We would never know, though the night sentinels believed treason was at play. Caught off guard, the sentinels scrambled late in defiance of the Titan and his horde, and with his coming, the holy city of Taurus Nabad prepared for judgment. With the onslaught of the demons massed in the sprawling shadow of the abhorrent fiend, the city shook to its foundation. None were spared, save those that fled north. The vile swarm ransacked our temples and palaces, burning our towers and feasting on the souls of our clergy. Yet the night sentinels rallied and held fast against the demons, though they were pushed back and coiled at the blood arena. As the dark of night descended, their swords remained potent, and shred the enemy multitude with abandon. Amidst the unyielding ranks of the sentinels, when all others' apprentices had fallen in battles, to the outliner, "Rip and tear," he roared. Ferocious in battle, the remaining conscripts of the arena stood in awe as they witnessed the beast who had once raged within their very cells, now armored alongside their soldiers as of his sentinel brethren. He had risen where none others had before, a true-born sentinel fighter, the very best among them. But though the swarm fell before their assault, the Titan remained invincible, for none could tame the behemoth alone. In the hours before dawn, as the night sentinels weathered this relentless assault, the Outlander held his ground at the foot of the great wall in the northern bend of the castle. Seeing his unending vigor, Samor, the Chancellor to the Mother God, hurried the Outlander away under veil of secrecy and, for reasons unknown, submitted him to a rite untold. This was heresy. The Samura received no consent from the Khan Maker, nor did he receive her counsel. In the Chapel of Purity, the Outlander submitted himself to the divinity machine. There, Samura Maker, the seraphim known to us only as the aid to the Mother God, blessed the Outlander with fierce speed and power to match his will. It was the method by which this transfusion took place that was most uncertain to us, for we were of the knowledge that the Maker device bestowed onto the Agenta so many generations ago was to be used by the priests only to find the impurity among us. How could it be that the device that was meant to cool the sentinel breed of its contaminations could then be used to purify the Outlander's body and give rise to the one who would lead us into battle henceforth? What rose from the holy coffin on the fateful day was not the impure abomination the covenant warned us of. The hero within would come to be known only as the Great Slayer, the Time Walker, the warrior Khan himself, whose fire sword would blaze forth a path for the just and cut through the demonic horde with a vengeance that only a god king could summon. He rose unbroken by the ritual, his eyes burning with Makir magic. He took the crucible in his hand, and wraith fire leapt forth from the blade, as only it would when held by a true sentinel warrior king. In our darkest hour, the Slayer had been chosen, defying tradition, our most sacred laws, and the will of the great Khan herself. A stranger to our lands had been blessed with celestial might. Oh, I wanted to see that picture. So, am I gonna get that sword soon? Oh, and then he also defeated the Titan apparently. Cool. This is really, really interesting. I like this. Oh, like I gotta hit something. I know that much.
Energy will continue to flow. It is your people's survival against mine.
Isn't that how most alien invasions go, though? Just saying. Doesn't sound good. Guys. Giving me ammo. I don't like it. In the years following the end of the Golden Age, competing factions of the Argent D'Nur turned against one another. An insidious influence had beset itself upon the Sentinel people, corrupting its once-held sacred traditions. The Colosseum, once a place of an honorable combat, where prisoners of the Argent Argenta were tested for the right to fight in the front lines of their army, has since become a place of blood sport. In violation of Sentinel law, the priests have encaged a demon there, a merciless executioner used to enact judgment of their own decree, the gladiator, wielding an accursed shield that entombs the torment souls of his undying master, remains undefeated in battle and famous for the many lives it has claimed. Oh great, I get to fight that thing. Fantastic.
You'll make a fine addition to the front line, stranger.
The demons! They are everywhere. Must kill them all!
Dress his wounds and bring him to us. I want to know more about the others he speaks of.
Yes, Your Grace. If Sentinel holy blood is spilled on these grounds, you
It looks a lot different.
lose all sovereignty here.
Oh. Do it again. Come on. Do it again. Shit. Give me that. Alright, I figured this out now. Might be the best one. Did I miss? Might have missed. Ow. There we go. Actually, it wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. Without his shield, the glider is more aggressive and has a wider variety of attacks. When the glider spins one of the flails, it returns attack back to the player. When the glider eye flashes green, he is about to strike. No, I don't like that. Ow. Okay, clearly, that thing's way overpowered. Thank you. What the hell? What the heck? Okay, I see why this game just gave me all those lives. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, let's kill him! Please don't have a rule of 3. Okay, cool, no rule of 3. Whew! I thought nobody was supposed, he was supposed to be undefeated. Oh cool, what's that?
This stops nothing. Earth will be consumed, regardless of what.
The portal is ready. We should leave immediately.
Got all of them. Awesome. Naturally, I eat something. Cool. Thumbs down? Apparently. Yeah, that was fun. I only missed one thing. I wonder what I missed. Let's see. If I miss one little secret thing, I'm gonna be so mad. I missed one codex. I missed a codex. And that was giving me all the lore too. That's annoying. Alright, hope you all enjoyed this episode. We're gonna be right back in like, maybe like an hour or so. Really shortly. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to smack that like button, like somebody that just told your mother. Remember to stay stay awesome. Subscribe so you can keep up and ring that bell so you can keep up with what's coming up, because we're going to get through this as quickly as possible. I'm uploading these things as fast and I'm recording them as fast as I possibly can. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.